Feminism just split the most powerful nation in half and is now leading us on a path to World War III. Feminism was one of the greatest conceptual inventions of the 20th century. The Western world collectively decided that equal rights must be given to all people regardless of sex. Equal voting opportunities, equal employment opportunities, and so much more. But feminism has turned into something completely different. It is now a vehicle for hatred of men and humanity itself. It has now become a radical feminist movement or modern feminism. How did radical feminism start? It started with air conditioning, but we'll get into that eventually. So, what you have to know is that the radical feminists are the most educated class. They are the progressive left who hate the rich. Almost all had a privileged upbringing, though. They had all their physical needs met. They had access to stable housing. They never had to worry about hunger, and they went on lavish vacations and summer camps. Daddy paid for everything, and that's the problem. This is why they hate men. I'll explain. The majority of progressive leftists are white females. Almost all of them grew up with a father, and that was their biggest trauma, growing up with a conservative or even traditionally liberal father. How can a man provide for his family? He usually has strong conservative values. He works extremely hard, he is smart, and he is mostly disagreeable. And to thrive in a workplace, you have to set your emotions aside. So this father was most likely a tyrant. Everything looked perfect on the outside, a nice nuclear family, but on the inside there was dysfunction. A father who berated his kids emotionally and never validated the negative emotions of his kids. A father who never made them feel safe. A father who can only love his kids if they perform to his level of academic and financial acceptance. The biggest trauma that these progressives suffered was having a capitalistic father who was not able to attune to the emotions of his kid. This is why all these progressive leftists hate Trump so much. They say that he's a racist, but cannot name a single thing he said that was racist. They hate him because he is a reminder of the big white capitalist dad who thought he was doing what's best for them. He could not comprehend that his son or daughter was different from him, that he or she may have different wants and desires and simply wants to be loved for who they are and not what they can provide to society. They have wrongfully targeted capitalism for all the problems in the world when it was simply their upbringing. And because of their trauma, they believe they cannot negotiate with the authority figures the same way they couldn't in childhood. So, what is the solution when the United States and Israel are the pinnacle of capitalism? You have to destroy it all. They have parts of their subconscious that is still a child, trapped, scared, unheard, and unloved. What feels better than powerlessness? Anger, and they have a lot of it. They have been hiding it collectively for decades, getting educated at the most prestigious universities, taking power in tech companies, taking power in the education system, plotting protests to get the police to be too scared to do their jobs. And their job is simple: absolute chaos to topple the most powerful country in human history. They are winning, and it feels good to have this power. There is not much we could do now. The radical feminists do not want peace in Ukraine. They do not want peace in the Middle East. And they definitely do not want a united America. Trump was able to maintain peace in Israel with Russia, with North Korea, and there was no threat on Taiwan during his presidency. And that's why they hate Trump, because with peace, capitalism survives. The thing that oppressed them the most in their childhood survives. They must burn it all down. Now, you must be saying, hey, Alex, I know several people who did not have the most empathetic parents, parents who were authoritarian and very goal oriented. But they're not progressives. They didn't grow up progressives. In fact, they are hyper capitalistic. And I would respond with this: if 20 people experience the same trauma, there will be 20 different responses and adaptations to the trauma. It is usually dependent on the big five personality type and sex differences. So if three siblings have a conservative father, one may try to become ultra successful and educated to feel loved and appreciated, while one may become a full blown communist to try to destroy capitalism, and the other may become a globalist. But in the end, it's all trauma. If we want peace in this world, we have to heal past traumas, individual past traumas.